Okay, today we're going to go ahead and talk about comparing and ordering fractions. So you can use a number line to compare fractions. That's really convenient if they all have the same denominator, right? We can see that down here is 0 and up here is 1. And in between 0 and 1 are all kinds of fractions. There's 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, on and on and on and on. And if they have the same denominator, you can easily look on a number line, okay, and see which one is larger. So for example, 7/10 and 9/10. This would be 7/10. This would be 9/10. So which one is larger? 9/10, right? It's closer to 1. And if they have the same denominator, you just look at the numerator and figure out which one is bigger. If the numerators of the two fractions are the same, the fraction with the lesser denominator has the greater value. Okay, so down or up here, they had the same denominator, right? So the bigger numerator was your answer. If they have the same numerator but different denominators, the smaller denominator is going to be the bigger number. So think of it like this. If you have a pizza and it's split into 4 pieces and you get 3 of them, or someone else has the same size pizza split into 5 pieces and you get 3. You get 3 pieces both ways, but which one is more? 3/4 is more because it's the same amount of pizza split into 4 pieces instead of 5. So it says the fraction model shows that 7/12 is greater than 3/8. Oh, it would help if I shaded it. So let's do this. Let's look, okay, when we have different denominators. So y'all can see that these are 2 bars that are it's the same length. I've divided the top bar into 12ths. So let's shade 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 12ths. And then here's the same length bar spread into or cut into 8 sections. And let's shade 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's really easy visually to see it when you have this shading model, okay, but sometimes that's not an option. And what we want to do is rewrite them with common denominators, okay? And it says, to compare fractions with different denominators, rewrite each fraction with a common denominator. The least common denominator of 2 or more fractions is the least common multiple of their denominators. Okay, so earlier on in the chapter, we talked about least common multiples, where we were like, okay, multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Multiples of 10 are 10, 20, 30, 40. So the least common would be 20, right? That's the least common multiple of 4 and 10. So what do I need to multiply 4 by to make it into 20? 5. So this gets rewritten as 15 over 20. And 9 over 10, we would multiply by 2 to get 18 over 20. This is what we did yesterday. We wrote equivalent fractions. So which one is larger, 15 over 20 or 18 over 20? 18 over 20. Okay, what would be a common multiple of 4 and 6? 12. So I'm going to multiply this left-hand side by 3. So I get 9 over 12. And I'm going to multiply this side by 2 over 2 to get 10 over 12. So which one is larger? 10 over 12. 5/6 is larger. And then this last one, we have 1 over 6 and 2 over 9. A common denominator would be 18. So you would multiply by 3 over 3, by 2 over 2, 3 over 18, or 4 over 18. Which one is larger? 4 over 18. Okay, and then this last, or not last section, now we can use cross products to compare. Okay, cross products is where you use, it's sometimes called the butterfly, where we multiply across and across. So 4 times 8 would be 32. 10 times 3 would be 30. So which one has the larger cross product? 32. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 1 is 4. The larger cross product is 9, so 3/4 is larger. 16 times 1 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. So 24 is the larger cross product. And then on this bottom section, okay, I always see if there's one that is close to a half, right, or close to a whole number, and I like to put that one first. So like here, I have a half. It doesn't always go in the middle, but I'm gonna put it there. And now I'm gonna look and say, okay, 3/8, is that more than a half or less than a half? That's less than a half. And then what about 2/5? Is that more than a half or less than a half? Okay, that's also less than a half, so I know it's gonna come to the left of a half, but I just don't know if it's bigger or smaller than 3/8. So I'm gonna do my cross products. 5 times 3 is 15, 8 times 2 is 16. So 2/5 is larger, and therefore it's going to go in the middle. Okay, this one over here, I'm gonna compare the two that have the same numerator. So if it's a pizza and it's cut into 5 pieces and you can have one, or it's cut into 15 pieces and you can have one, which one is larger? 1/5 is bigger than 1/15. So now I just need to figure out, well, where is 2/6 gonna go? So let's compare these two first. 6 times 1 is 6, 5 times 2 is 10. So I know that 2/6 is bigger than 1/5, which means it has to go over here.